कहाँ से आए अपने आप को जानो, राजयोग के द्वारा अपना परम पिता पहचानो। इसी राजपथ पर चलकर तुम पालो अपना डेरा। तुम हो आत्मा तन से न्यारे, परमात्मा को प्यारे। दिव्य गुणों को धारण करके योगी बनो दुलारे। ज्योति बिंदु ही तोड़ेगा ये माया मोह का घेरा। अंतर मन में ज्योति जगा लो, होगा दूर अंधेरा। ओम शांति, ओम शांति, ओम शांति।
जाने क्या थी खूबियाँ माँ तुम्हारे प्यार में, माँ तुम्हारे प्यार में। जाने क्या थी खूबियाँ माँ तुम्हारे प्यार में, बाबा के उस प्यार में इतनी तुम तो खो गई। देखते ही देखते तुम नष्ट मोहा हो गई। माँ की भी माँ बन गई थी, माँ की भी माँ बन गई थी। पाए हम व्यवहार में, पाए हम व्यवहार में। पालना माँ की अमर है। शीतला और शक्ति का सहज देखा संतुलन। तुमसे गायन है जगत में, शिव से शक्ति का मिलन। माँ की ममता रूप धर कर, माँ की ममता रूप धर कर आई थी साकार में, आई थी साकार में। पालना माँ की अमर है। माँ तुम्हारी सरस वाणी में मधुर अनोखे राज थे। स्नेह शक्ति शांति सुख के सब समाए साज थे। रागिनी मन भावनी, रागिनी मन भावनी। गूंजी वीणा तार में, गूंजी वीणा तार में। पालना माँ की अमर महिमा करते बाबा की तू, मम्मा जब सबसे बाबा से भी आगे चलकर, बाबा से भी आगे चलकर आई विजयी हार में, आई विजयी हार में। पालना माँ की अमर है। जो दिया आदर्श हमको, हम भी उस पर चल रहे। उन मधुर शिक्षाओं की गोद में है पल रहे। आए आंसुओं में स्नेह के अंकुर भीगे। याद माँ तुम्हारे प्यार में, जाने माँ तुम्हारे प्यार में। पालना माँ की अमर है। आज तक संसार में, आज तक
Om Shanti. Good morning. Today's date is 8th June and it is Sakar Baba's Murli, where Baba says that we all. So you have now become God's family in a practical way. And the way to claim the inheritance of 21 births is we have to make the Father our here. So we have to surrender our mind, body, intellect, wealth, everything to Baba. Then we will receive the inheritance for 21 births. So Baba says Baba will give a return for 21 births. Baba says at this time we have received third eye of the knowledge, with which we know we have the knowledge of the beginning, middle and end of the creation, as well as about the creator. So Baba says we are the ones who have the knowledge of the three times, and we are into the light because of the knowledge, and the world is extreme darkness because it's under the ignorance, or it has the arrogance of the body. So let's listen to Baba's Murli, and the essence is, sweet children, this whole world is God's family, which is why you are the mother and the father, and we are your children. You have now become God's family in a practical way. Question: easy way to claim your inheritance of 21 births from the Father? And the answer: make Shiv Baba your here at the confluence age. Surrender yourself with your body, mind and wealth, and you will receive your full inheritance for 21 births. Baba says, I give a return for 21 births to the Father, who ensure all the old things they have at the confluence age. The song, show that to us the blind ones, dear God. They are getting stumbled. Om Shanti. You children heard the song. So all of us heard this song. So it's about devotees calling out to God. So, oh God, we have become blind. Show us the path. Because of not knowing God completely, people are so unhappy. They continue to beat their heads so much on the path of devotion. It's not just a question of just this birth. Of course, the devotion has started from the copper age, and from that time we have been searching for God, and we have been stumbling along on the path of devotion since it began. Only in Bharat was there the kingdom of deities, and it's called heaven, the land of truth. And Bharat is now the land of falsehood. And the praise of Bharat is very great. Baba says this is the land, this land is the land of truth, and it is the imperishable land. The praise of Bharat itself is very great because that's the birthplace of the Father Supreme Soul. His real name is Shiv. People celebrate the birthday of Shiv. It's not called the birthday of Rudra or Somnath. Because Baba's name is Shiv. That's why they always use these terms, that is Shiv Jayanti or Shiv Ratri. It's called the birthday of Shiv, that is Shiv Jayanti, or the night of Shiv, that is Shivratri. It's only heavenly God, the Father, who establishes heaven. There definitely has to be one God of all devotees. All of them are without sati. So we don't have gods for different categories. So whosoever devotion or whomever you just worship, but it is only one God who grants all the visions, and He is the God of all the devotees. All of them are without insight, that is, they don't have the eye of knowledge or the divine insight. Baba says, of course, the people of the world have the physical eyes, but they don't have the third eye of the knowledge. God says, I teach you Raj Yoga. Srimad Bhagavad Gita is the main scripture. Shri means the most elevated directions. And Baba, you are now being made very wise. And they show the divine eye. That's the third eye of knowledge. In fact, of course, it's always portrayed in the middle of the forehead. That even the deity Shankar has, it's always shown for the deity Shankar. In fact, all of you Brahmins receive the third eye of this knowledge, with which you know the Father and the beginning, middle and end of the Father's creation. At this time, everyone has arrogance of the body, which means the five vices, and that's why they are in extreme darkness. You children have light. You souls now know the history and geography of this whole world. So, of course, we know the history and geography of the world. Previously, you were all ignorant. When the Satguru gave you the ointment of this knowledge, the darkness of ignorance was dispelled. It's sung that when the Satguru gave the ointment of this knowledge, then the darkness of ignorance was dispelled. Those who were worthy of worship then became worshippers. When there is light, you are worthy of worship. That is, you will be in the golden age and the silver age when it's the day. And when there is darkness, you are worshippers. It can't be said that God is the worthy of worship and then He becomes a worshipper. He is supremely worthy of worship. So Baba never becomes a worshipper. So Baba is ever supremely worthy of worship. And He is the one who makes all of you worthy of worship. He is called the supremely worthy of worship one. The Supreme Father, Supreme Soul means God. And you would not say this of Sri Krishna. No one would call Him God the Father. It's only the incorporeal God to whom everyone says God the Father. Because that's why people of the world call Him Lord Krishna. He is not addressed as God. He too is a soul, but He is the supreme. And that's why everyone calls Him God the Father. What did the founders of the religions just tell about God? He is always referred as light. He too is a soul, but He is the supreme, and He is called God. That supreme, why is He called the supreme? Because He's the supreme in His qualities, because He's considered as an ocean of virtues or the powers. That's why Baba's title is supreme. So that supreme soul always resides in that supreme abode. In English, He is called the supreme soul. And the Father says, you even sing that souls and supreme soul remain separated for a long time. What do you sing? What do you say? Souls and Supreme Soul remained separated for a long time, and a beautiful meeting took place when a Satguru met through a medium. It isn't that the Supreme Souls remained separated from the Supreme Souls for a long period of time, because the people of the world say that a soul is a Supreme Soul. So the saying also goes like this. So Baba says that's not correct. No, it's the foremost ignorance to say that each soul is the Supreme Soul, and the Supreme Soul is each soul. The souls come into the cycle of birth and death. The God doesn't take rebirth. The Father sits here and explains to you, you people of Bharat were worthy of worship, residents of heaven. The worthy of worship souls of humanity were deities. All of you are God's family. God is the creator. This term, that is one God and one God's family. And that's why Shiv Baba explains its true meaning, that the whole world is God's family. And how is that? So Baba says all of you are God's family and God is the creator. It is sung that you are the mother and you are the father and we are your children. So therefore this is a family. Okay, whom do you refer to when you say mother and father? Who says this? The soul says you are the mother and you are the father, and with your blessings we received a lot of heavenly happiness in heaven. You are mother and father, come and establish heaven, therefore we become children. The father says, only at the conference age do I come and teach you Raj Yoga for that new world. The intellects of human beings have become completely corrupted. They consider heaven to be hell. So they say Kans, Charasand and Hiranyakashyap, these are the names of the devils. They also used to exist here. The father comes and explains, have you forgotten everything? You even celebrate my birthday in Bharat. The night of Shiva is also remembered. Which night is this? This is the unlimited night, Brahma. It's not about one day or night, but the duration of the copper as well as iron age, that's the duration of the night. So father comes at the confluence age and he changes that night into day. that is hell into heaven. No one understands the meaning of night of Shiv. God is incorporeal. The names of bodies given to human beings change birth after birth. God says, I don't have a bodily being. I don't have a bodily name. So do you think the name of Shiv Baba changes? Baba's name is Shiv. That's why his name is always called. This term is also added in Hindi, that is Sada Shiv. Baba says, I simply take the support of an old retired body. He was a worthy of worship and has now become a worshipper, and Shiv Baba comes and creates heaven. You are his children, therefore you should be the masters of heaven. Shiv Baba is the highest on high, and Brahma, Vishnu, Shankar have their own parts. Every soul has its own part of happiness and sorrow. You know that you became Shiv Babas here. That's why everyone's role is completely different, and even the role at every time of the same soul also, of that particular soul also, is not the same. Shiv Baba made you into the residents of heaven, and that's why everyone remembers him. Oh God, have mercy and sages too make spiritual endeavor because there is sorrow here. And this is why they want to go to the land of nirvana, because they want to get liberated or sorrow, and they just want that salvation to go beyond the cycle of the death and birth. That's why Baba says they also make the spiritual endeavor because there is sorrow here. They would like to go to the land of nirvana, to believe that souls merge into the supreme soul, and to believe that each one is the supreme soul. It's completely wrong, because the soul doesn't get merged into the supreme soul, but the soul gets lost in Baba's remembrance, because when it gets merged, the existence of the soul itself will not be there. Now you say we souls are the resident, we will go into the DT clan and then take 84 births. We souls go the different clans, and Shiva doesn't enter the cycle of birth and death. There was just the dynasty of now, just as there is Edward the first, the second and the third among Christians, so there too would also be Lakshmi or Narayan, the first, the second and the third. There would be this way. The third eyes of you Brahmins have now opened. Baba says, of course, the dynasty of 8 would go in this way, and names of the emperor and the empress and the king and the queens would be the same name. The third eyes of you Brahmins have now opened. The Father sits here and speaks to souls. Baba doesn't speak with the bodies. Baba speaks to the souls. You go around the cycle of 84 births and take so many births, and there is the picture showing the different clans. It portrays the deities, warriors, merchants, Shudras and Brahmins. Baba says there is a variety form image where the different clans are being portrayed. You now understand that you Brahmins are the top knot, and at this time children of God in a practical way. We receive the plenty of happiness through this easy Raj Yoga and knowledge. It's also mentioned, it's also there in the song that we are the children of you, mother and father, and with your blessings we receive a lot of happiness. So Baba says this is the time where we receive that happiness. Some claim an inheritance of the Sun Dynasty kingdom and others of the Moon Dynasty. The whole kingdom is being established. Each of you claim your own status according to the efforts that you make. If someone were to ask what status he would receive if he were to leave his body while studying Baba, Baba could tell him. Baba knows. Having yoga, your lifespan increases, your sins are absolved. There is no way to become pure from impure. When they speak of the purifier, they remember God, but they don't know who the God is. The Father is, who is God? People of the world don't have any idea about who God is. The Father says, I only cometh, and this is my birthplace. The Somnath temple is so beautiful. The Father, they have made it more magnificent now. The boundaries have been built. The Father sits here and explains all of this to you children. Memorials have then begun to be created on the path of devotion. When you become worshippers, you must build a temple to Somnath. Bharat was very wealthy in the golden and silver ages. There was abundant wealth even in the temples. Even when temples were built in the copper age, the kings they actually built the temples which were just like those huge palaces. That's why Baba says those were also just fantastic. Bharat was as valuable as diamonds, and Bharat has now become a poverty-stricken just like shell. But the Father has come to make Bharat as valuable as diamonds. Ask anyone who the Creator is, they will say God. And where is He? They will say He is omnipresent. Where is God? Where does He reside? They say that He is omnipresent. He is everywhere. And the Father says the whole tree has reached a state of total decay. Each of you has to ask yourself to see if you have become of being seated on Mamma's and Baba's throne. This world is impure. Purity is the most main thing. At first there is no health, no wealth and no happiness, and this kingdom is like just a mirage. No one is found as healthy, or no one is found wealthy, and no one is happy. That's why Baba says this is like a mirage. It's just like an illusion. We feel it's there, but it doesn't actually exist. The story of Duryodhan is also mentioned in the scripture. Those who are vicious are called Duryodhan. He went into the palace. Water was not there, but he felt he got the water. So he thought, and he just placed his dhoti, and Draupadi just laughed, and that was the beginning how Mahabharata started. And the story of Duryodhan is also called, it's written in the scriptures, and those who are vicious are called Duryodhan. Draupadi called out for her honor to be protected, and all of you are Draupadis. These daughters are the gateways to heaven. Baba explains so well. Those whose intellects are connected in yoga very well are able to imbibe this knowledge. Knowledge is studied during celibacy. The Father explains, live at home, remain like a lotus flower. Fulfill your responsibility to both the sides. Everyone definitely has to, because we have two families, because Laukik family as well as God's family, we have to fulfill our responsibility to both the sides. Everyone definitely has to die. So when someone is about to die, he is given a manna. And the Father says, all of you are going to die. I am the death of all deaths, and I have come to take everyone back home. So there should be great happiness. Those who study well will become the masters of heaven. That's why even the temple of the death of all deaths is also being built. Shiv Baba is the death of all deaths, and when he comes, he will just take everyone back home. So there should be great happiness. Those who study very well will become the masters of heaven. Those who don't study will claim the status of subjects. You have come here to claim a royal status. Why have you come here? Because we are being taught Raj Yoga, not the subjects yoga. So that's why Baba says we are here to claim that royal status. This is a study, and there is no question of blind faith in this. This study is for a kingdom. For instance, if the aim and objective of your study were to become a barrister, you definitely have yoga with the teacher who teaches you how to become that. Because if you take up the course of law, then your intellect will be connected to the one who teaches you that. So here God is teaching you, and your yoga has to be with Him. When God is teaching you, with whom should I connect my intellect? My intellect should be connected with the one who is teaching me. The Father says, I come from very far away from the supreme region, and the supreme region is so high above. That's why it's always said that it's always said for Baba that your name also is the highest and the elevated one. Your supreme abode is also the highest one, and your duty, of course, it's the most elevated and the highest one. So how much time Baba takes in order to reach from that supreme abode? Baba says it's even higher than the subtle region, but it takes just a second for me to come here. There can't be anything faster than this. Just think about the speed that Baba takes. I grant you liberation in life in a second, and this is the example of Janak. This is now the old world of hell, and the new world is called heaven. The Father inspires the destruction of hell and makes you into the residence of heaven. All the rest of the souls go to the land of peace, and each soul is immortal and has received an immortal part. So how can a soul be larger or smaller? How can a soul be burnt or die? When it is immortal, it's also said in the Gita, there is a shloka which says that none of the elements can destroy the soul. So a soul can't die, it's just a star. It can't be any larger or smaller. You are now God-fatherly students. God the Father is full of knowledge and blissful. He is teaching you. You know that you will become the deities through this study, and you are serving Bharat. You are serving Bharat. First of all, you have to belong to the Father. At other places, they go to their Guru. Of course, we serve the world in general and particularly the Bharat. At other place, they go to the Guru and say so they belong to the Guru. That is, they make them their Guru. Here you have the Father. Therefore, first become the child of the Father, and the Father gives you children his property. The Father says, children, exchange everything you have. Everything of yours worth straws is mine, and everything I have is yours. Baba says, first of all, you have to sow the seed. Just like how the Baba uses this Sudama's example. Whatever, even it's not a worth penny, then also Baba says you have to donate what else valuable things we have. So we always give whatever rubbish or whatever worthless to Baba, and we claim all that inheritance from Baba for multiple births. Give everything you have, including your bodies, to me. I will purify both you and your souls and bodies and give you a royal status. Sacrifice everything that you have. First of all, Baba makes us worthy by making us pure. So sacrifice everything that you have, you will receive liberation in life. Baba, all of this is yours. Surrender. Sacrificing everything to Baba means surrendering to Baba. Baba, everything is yours, and we are just surrendering that to you. Baba, all of this is yours. The Father says, make me your here, and I make you into the here's for 21 births. Simply follow my directions. We must make Father our here for one birth. Of course, mothers consider Shiv Baba as their child. Baba says, simply follow my directions. You may carry on with your businesses. Baba doesn't forbid us to carry on our household activities or business activities for the livelihood of the body. Travel abroad, do anything you want. Simply follow my directions. Irrespective of wherever you are, you may be, but Baba says you should follow Baba's directions. We must follow Srimad. Remain cautious, otherwise Maya will repeatedly make you fall. Don't perform any sinful actions. When you follow Srimat, you become elevated. To you, sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the Mother, Father, and Bab Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to you, spiritual children, and we spiritual children also offer love, remembrance, and say good morning, Namaste to the Mother, Father, and Bab Dada. The essence for dharana, the first one, in order to purify both the soul and the body, surrender everything you have, including your body, to the Father and follow his directions. Second, make yourself worthy of being seated on the throne of the Mother and Father. In order to become worthy, imbibe the main virtue of purity. The foundation itself is purity. Baba says the purity is the newness of this Brahmin birth. It's the speciality. Blessing. May you have a right to the double attainment of the confluence age and experience super sensuous joy. May you have a right to the double attainment of the confluence age and experience super sensuous joy. The children who experience the super sensuous joy of the confluence age have the intoxication of the double attainments of the constant peace and happiness. And this is because both of these attainments are merged in super sensuous joy. The attainments and the inheritance, of course, in that the peace and happiness both are merged. The attainments and inheritance that you children receive at the present time from the Father cannot be experienced at any other time of the whole cycle. Baba says that happiness, the super sensuous joy, can't be experienced at any other time in the entire cycle. The attainments of this time are super sensuous joy, and this knowledge, they can't be received at any other time. So claim a right to this double attainment. Slogan: to continue to move along harmoniously while knowing the sanskars of one another is the way to make progress. To continue to move along harmoniously, because we know that our sanskars are never alike, and we should have the knowledge of the sanskars and then get along with them. That's the way to make progress. And let's listen to the invaluable versions of Mateshwari ji. Remain honest with the true Patsha, that is the Supreme Soul. At this time we have received the order from God, our Father, that is constantly stay in the remembrance of me. The meaning of yoga itself is to stay in the remembrance of God. Yoga doesn't mean going into trance. This is our easy yoga in which we stay in remembrance while walking and moving around while doing all other work. So this is called the Raj Yoga is Karma Yoga. So while doing all actions, we must always be in the remembrance of Baba. So that's called unbroken constant yoga. However, that's why Baba says you must become constant yogis. However, we need to practice constantly staying in remembrance. If we don't follow his orders, then if we are disobedient, we will definitely have to endure punishment. Sometimes if we become disobedient, if we don't follow Baba's orders, we will definitely have to endure punishment. His orders are, whatever actions I do, take your footsteps according to mine. Otherwise, you will be hurt by Maya. Remain honest with the true emperor. Whatever obstacles of Maya harasses you, those obstacles which harass you, put them in front of Baba. Then with his help, Maya will move away and your path will be clear. And then wherever he makes you sit, however he makes you move, that's why Baba says always give the chart to Baba. In Sunday's Murli also Baba said you should give the chart to Baba, whether something is good or bad. We must present a honest chart to Baba. Baba says, because Mama says. Then wherever he makes you sit, however he makes you move, whatever he feeds you, then the path will be clear. So Mama says, you need a lot of courage to give your company in this way. There are only a few such great 100 times fortunate ones who will be threaded in the rosary of the victory. Those who are always obedient. Mama says there are only a very few. Those who receive a little and they become subjects are little fortunate. But don't be happy just with whatever you receive a little. Have the desire to receive everything in full. Have courage and move forward. Maya will cause obstacles, but you have to conquer her. If you make any mistake in this, it's because of your lack of faith or something is missing in what you imbibe. This is your fault. Here, you have to cut your bondages with the opinions of the people and their codes of conduct. Only when you break away from those bondages with the opinions of people and their codes of conduct, you will receive the true paralaukic divine codes of conduct. Because we must bid farewell to the codes of conduct and the world's dignity or the respect and the status. We must just break. The vicious world is anyways going to go. Look, even Meera found Giridhar when she broke away from the opinions of people. When, of course, she was in the kingdom, but she just renounced that world, and then she found Giridhar. Then she belonged to him. If you hold on to the people's opinions, you will not be able to become a member of the divine world. You are now being given godly advice for your own benefit. You now have to use your intellect to decide what should you do, what's right and proper. Today's object signal: to remain constantly cheerful, be easy nature and tolerant. Those who are easy nature remain constantly cheerful. Those who have a cheerful heart attract everyone. Cheerfulness means to swing in the supersensuous joy. While churning this knowledge and experiencing the object stage, to be swinging in the supersensuous joy is known as being cheerful. For this, remain set on the seat of a detached observer and watch the puppet show of Maya and matter as a form of entertainment. Mama's specialities: the sweet mother has sustained us with a lot of love through signals and teachings, and Mama's mind was very clean, and Mama had the potential to accommodate the things of children just like as if nothing happened. While giving directions, Mama always used to accommodate, and Mama had the power to accommodate and to transform the other person with a lot of love. This was the biggest speciality which was seen in Mama. So Mama never kept anybody's weakness or flaws in our intellect. And today's point for the service through mind. Now you children have to give the searchlight through your powerful thoughts. You must bestow the power to the weak ones. Utilize the effort, utilize the time that is used in making the effort for the purpose of extending that cooperation to the souls of the world. Now just spread this way that this is not the time to take the salvation but to give the salvation, because in giving the salvation, receiving is always merged. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. The evening meditation from 6 to 8 is at Conference Hall. The students of the sisters and brothers of BK Colony, Nursing College and Shivmani Home, you have Yog Tapasya Bhatti at Training Center at 4:30 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. Neelu Didiji will come and she will share the experiences of her association with respected Dadi Gulzar ji, and post that Rukmini Didiji will come and she will conduct the yoga. We have Shri Raj Kumar Vakharji. He is from, he is become the medium for doing the physically disabled wings services in Punjab, Haryana and other places. And I request Sister Savita to honor this brother by putting a shawl and as well as presenting Shiv Baba's photo frame and also Shiv Baba's prasad. The Chandrasekhar brother of Karnataka, who has been in Gyan for a duration of 50 years. He just left his mortal coil last evening and took Bab Dada's lap. He was a tireless server and he was a very good instrument soul in just inaugurating or opening many centers. Let's listen to the experience of Brother Rajkumar Vakharji to share his experience. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. I consider myself to be very fortunate because I was not associated with any of the organizations or centers because I just wasted a lot of time. One of my relatives she's a BK, and upon her instruction I could not resist. I was a commissioner. At that time the team from Haryana just approached me, where this campaign was launched in different places and how the organization is working out. How it is coordinating even with the government for the welfare of the physically disabled children. Where the programs were held in Ambala, but I was not associated with any center. I don't have any knowledge about Raj Yoga. But after attending this Shibir of 4 days, then I went to the Gyan Sarovar because my accommodation and because the administrators wings conference was there. So the experience of 4 days here, that carries a lot more value. I understood that I've been stumbling around. Because whatever introduction you listen about me, of course, I also, there is a lot of ego and arrogance associated with those titles. Because you are not in the knowledge. This is the introduction about your body and the body related labels and your profession. But the fact is that I am a soul and my relationship is with the Supreme Soul. So where is the soul? Where did it go? When the funeral rites are held, where everyone pays respect to that soul who has left. So, but what is soul and where is that supreme abode and what is the duty of the soul? Of course, we take bath, we do exercise, we take care of the body very well. But what about our mind? To control, to have that perfect ruling and controlling power. And if not in Bharat, but it's not only in Bharat but across the 140 countries this organization is working, and I'm very grateful to Sister Bindu, the sister who is rendering the services there. When I just arrived at Abu at 5, I just forgot my specs because I lost in the train, and I just informed the sister that I lost my specs. It would be a little difficult to make the notes. I was just, it was a wonder that, it was a great wonder that I didn't even reach the Abu, but I got that news that they found my specs because I just so someone managed to get that specs in that running train, and how I got the specs the next day. So I was just wondering that is there any organization who is working at such an effective pace? What's called the organization or the structure, organized structure? Where the cleanliness and the one who bestows wholeheartedly. So the whole world and Bharat has to learn a lot from this place, and I always try, because I have to manage my, because in the conference I just heard that today is the first day of your life, and the kind of life which I have to spend, that's this is the first day. So I thank you that you have given me the opportunity to share my experience. Thank you. Om Shanti. Let's remember Baba for 2 minutes. Let's listen to the teachings of respected Dadi Gulzar ji. Whatever the situation may be, the heart shouldn't become upset. Things will keep happening, but the sadness shouldn't appear on the face. The face should always remain cheerful and it should blossom. Just as the blooming rose flower looks so beautiful, in the same way, when the Mama and Baba look at each one's face, it should appear like the blossomed rose. So, are our faces like that? Are they right? So everyone's face is cheerful and happy natured. What sorrow do we really have? What problems do we really have? Even if something has gone wrong, we simply tell Baba, this happened, Dadi, this happened, and it's finished, that's all. It's not like that. Or do you keep things in your heart? It's not like that. When someone says, Dadi, it's been 7 days and this matter keeps on running in my mind. No, not like that. The matter, it came, it should be finished, it's went, that's all. Raise your hands. It came and went, it didn't remain in the heart. Because in our heart there is Baba, and whom has everyone placed in their heart? That is my Baba, sweet Baba, beloved Baba. Om Shanti.